I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello then, video land, it's me again, the lazy video gamer, and today I have a little special episode for you. I'm not only a video gamer and video game fan, I'm also a movie freak. And maybe you already realized the laserdisc up there. It is basically a disc of one of my favorite movies from my childhood. Here I got the DVD from the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was back in the day a big thing. It was everywhere, from plush toys to coffee mugs, pillows, t-shirts, toys, and the list goes on. And so also adaptations for video games would be, of course, the next step, and that will follow. But it was a short time ago, maybe 1 or 2 years, I learned about that this movie isn't this movie. There is a YouTuber, it calls Minty Comedic Art. Watch his channel, great content, very interesting and funny. And I heard about that this movie is based on a book. And the book is so different to what you see in the movie that it is no surprise that also the story of the game Who Framed Roger Rabbit maybe is an unsolved puzzle. So let's check it out. Who Framed Roger Rabbit from LJN, released in the States. The version that the most people know. A simple game. You walk as Eddie Valiant and Roger Rabbit through different buildings and searching for clues. Of course, you can go to the street, avoid some obstacles, and walk through a map to different and several other buildings. And don't let the cars override you. You can talk to people and get informations and go on and solve the puzzle. Now this is the version, also a European. No, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's the Game Boy version from Capcom. In the days it was very common that US modules or even Japanese modules find his way to Europe. The game has a PAL release but was never translated, so for a young kid it's very difficult to understand what's going on. In this version you're playing as Roger, who tries to solve the mystery. You are many times in houses, or as you saw, walk in this landscape. The start is simple. You go to your boss and talk with him, but right in the moment, just in the moment, when he wanna tells you a big secret, he's getting shot. And you try to figure out who's behind this conspiracy. So you have to walk around and search for the right building. The legendary weasels, of course, had to be in this game as well. Now, here is the game who makes this whole game a real big mystery. It's the Japanese version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, released on the Famicom Disk System, and as you maybe see or recognize, this game looks pretty familiar, not only to you who are living in the United States, also to us Europeans. It's a funny game. You have to collect the items and avoid the weasels. Here is Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, also from Camco. The similarities can't be overseen. It's only the sprite of the protagonist is changed. Even the winning animation is the same. Now, a game with so much success, of course, get a sequel, and this is Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 2. Now you have not only to avoid the enemies, you also have to collect keys. And this is Mickey Mouse 2, released in Japan. As you can see, it is the same game that runs on or goes to licensing issues. And now, there was this German television breakfast morning show who blindfolded TV hosts holding a joystick and react to what a person on the phone who calls them tells them to do to get a prize. And they had their mascot, this Hugo, and They published PC games and also Game Boy games. And this was the first and evolved later. So, and that was it for this week's episode of the Lazy Video Gamer Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to subscribe if you're not too lazy. I think nowadays we have most time the same games on every platform who are available, but back in the days it was sometimes very funny. And the real villain of Who Censored Roger Rabbit, the original, is I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro.